Okay, so this is for if you have a drum that's jammed, it's winding and you can hear it winding up and getting harder, but nothing's spinning. So I just put some screws in there and you'll see, oh, it wound up to be locked in place, but BBs aren't coming out and your mechanism isn't winding. So I'm gonna show you how to fix that. There's probably just a piece of debris in here, and so we're gonna get to that. You're gonna need a M3 hex to undo these. You can just use an Allen key, but I've got a tool here, so I'm just gonna quickly unscrew these 3. Okay, and then take off the back here, and then we're gonna use a Phillips head to remove this front face with these screws here. So 1. Second one, third one. And then, oh, that one already released the screws that I had in there, but what will happen is this piece will get some BBs or something stuck in here. So when I put the screws in, they got jammed in here. And so that caused them to jam up. Now I had 3 screws in here, so I'm going to make sure that all 3 are out. So there's the 3 screws that I took out. There's the screws for this panel. Now, this piece sometimes will come undone from this side, and so you'll want to lift this out, and we want to replace this back to this side. You can see that there's 2 teeth on this, 1, 2 teeth, and this has 2 pieces of metal, so you want to line those up so that it goes into the teeth here. So what I can do is take off this face of this flat spring, and you just want to be careful when taking this off that you're not pushing the flat spring out. It should be locked in place, but just lift it off carefully and make sure that the flat spring doesn't come with it. So that's clear. So now I can take this piece and I can drop it onto here and make sure that the teeth go into the pin, like so. And then I can take this and put it back on this way. Just as a press fit. Sometimes what will happen is when it's broken, these teeth here will break, and then it sounds like the drum is spinning, but it's never getting fixed, and so you'll need to replace this piece. Thankfully, this piece is pretty common. You can get it from pretty much any high capacity M4 magazine, as well as this clock spring you can get from any high capacity M4 magazine. So I'm just going to take that back apart, put this back on here. Make sure that the teeth drop in like that. Then take this piece and push it on top here. And then I'll take this whole thing and I'll put it back into place. Oops, dropped out again. Okay, I'm holding it with my finger so that it doesn't drop. All right, and then we just can reassemble the drum like normal. The flash drum is also pretty similar, except some of these screws might be in different positions, and the winding mechanism actually comes from the front with the cord that you're pulling, not from a motor. All right, and then I can wind the drum here, and I can see that that motor's moving. And if I put my finger on it to lock it in place, then I can feel it building up tension. Now it's full, and then I can release it. A good tip is to always make sure that that is completely unwound and not under tension when you're not playing. So if you have one of our adapters, turn the drum upside down and push BBs out of the feed lip until you hear that mechanism unwind. And that's it. Put your screws back on, and then your drum should be fixed.